Hello everyone and welcome again to another video. Hope you're all doing well. For today's video, I wanted to discuss about how to start your Dragon Ball Super Card journey when it comes to collecting. Now, of course, as we all know, everyone requires a budget, and so basically this is kind of like a step-by-step guide as to where to start, where to look for, and basically how to just get around with collecting Dragon Ball Super Cards. So number one, starting off with what is your goal when it comes to collecting Dragon Ball Super Cards? Let's be frank, when it comes to collecting cards, we all have limitations. We're all on a budget. We have limited capabilities and we have capacities to what we can afford. And so, importantly, you need to break down as to what purpose this collection serves you. Do you just go for financial gain? Are you going for just pretty much investment purposes? Is this just for personal collection? Things that you need to really think about. And then from there, once you've thought of that, what it is you're wanting to collect. Are you the type to just collect certain cards like characters, Vegeta, Goku, Broly, you name it? Or are you the type to collect certain pre-releases, certain secret rares, all secret rares? And the list goes on. So importantly, you need to note down what it is you're wanting to collect. So what is the goal is the most important thing. The second most important thing to think about is what set we're currently at. So at the moment now, as you all know, we're currently sitting with Power Absorb. This is Zenkai 03. It is the 20th set to be released out by Bandai, Dragon Ball Super Card game. And as I speak right now, people are opening up packs left, right, and center. What does that mean for you as a new collector? Basically, that means that there are more cards flooding the market. So there are more foils out there, more secret rares out there. So that means that A, for one, prices will depreciate, and two, it means that you are more capable. I guess you have more opportunities in a sense that you can get those cards much easily. So newer sets definitely are much more attainable, though when it comes to the older sets, it definitely gets a bit more harder. So if you decide to look back towards, let's say, set 1, which was Galactic Battles. Now, I never had the privilege of opening up those booster boxes, but I can guarantee you that they didn't have as many booster boxes released as they do now with, for example, Power Absorb. And so with that said, as we all know, for example, the raw cards for Galactic Battle, they've definitely all depreciated down in price. I mean, I can guarantee you some of the foils, actually majority of the foils will go for $1, $2 max. This is market price. Now, that's only because, of course, with TCG, with players in general, they don't use those cards anymore. So they have no value in particular when it comes to the game. And so they go down in price, which is fair enough, right? Unfortunate fact is when it comes to purchasing those singles from those older sets, sellers aren't willing to go down to that market level price. Because for one, it doesn't hold much value. So why would they sell it at a lower price? And usually they'll inflate the price by, I would say, 100 to 200% more than what market price would be. Or even more. You never know. So the best thing to do is to go on eBay, go on Facebook Marketplace, have a look at the cards that are offered to you on, whatever group you're looking at, basically. And try and negotiate a price. And never, ever, ever agree to the first price that they give you. Most important thing. And then from there, hopefully you'll be able to get a good reasonable price between what the seller wants and what you want as the buyer. So do keep that in mind. Number 3 is definitely, and throughout your collection journey, please look at getting singles majority of the time. Do not waste your time on opening up a surge of booster boxes, because I can tell you right now, you will be at a big loss when it comes to buying booster boxes. Specifically speaking as well, if you do decide to buy booster boxes, never ever purchase them opened up from a case. Because for one, usually sellers, and I haven't had this experience previously, but I know many people who have, that once they pull secret rares out of their case, they'll just sell the dud booster boxes that don't have the potential of a secret rare. And so basically you're left with that hope thinking that I'm going to pull a secret rare, but knowing that the seller knows that you're not and selling it to you at market price goes to show that you are at a loss already. Important thing, whenever you buy a booster box, unless it's from a certified shop, don't ever purchase a booster box unless you see it with your own eyes I mean, that's honestly, you have to see it with your own eyes, or else you know that you're going to be at a loss. Unless you can trust the seller. That's another thing. So, going back to my point, singles is important because, for one, you don't know what you're going to pull. So, for example, in a box, we all know you pull a maximum of 5 to 6 SRs and 2 SPRs, right? Now, let's say hypothetically you pulled a secret rare. Usually a secret rare will take a spot of an SR. And then from there you have 5 SRs, 1 secret rare, and then 2 SPRs, and so forth and so forth. At the end of the day, we know what the retail recommended price are for booster boxes. And usually they range around, I would say, about 140 New Zealand dollars to about 150 and more, basically. And so it's important to take into consideration the loss, because I mean, by default, by you buying a booster box, you're not guaranteed obviously a secret rare. So you should have that mentality in your mind that you know you're going to be at a loss, because the cards you may pull, whether it be an SPR or an SR, may not be of high value compared to what you bought the booster box sealed at. So very, very important to note that down. So you may be thinking to yourself, well, where can I find all these singles? Well, to be honest, the best place to look for would be Facebook groups that sell Dragon Ball Super cards. You name it. Just have a type. Go on, for example, the Facebook search engine and just type in Dragon Ball Super card groups, and you'll find a bunch of them that sell cards on these various groups. So it's a great idea to start off there. If not, you can look at eBay as well, though eBay is a bit inflated with their pricing, I think just because of the fees that they have to pay for as well. I mean, there's TCG Player, you name it, the list is endless. And so it gives you basically the openings to finding what you're looking for and for how much roughly. Which basically leads me to number 4. Look for the best deals. So as I mentioned, all those platforms, Facebook, TCG, eBay, you name it. Always try and look for the best deal. Negotiate. Grind, just get into it and try and figure out the best price that the seller is willing to sell at, and you as the buyer at what price you're wanting to buy at. Because at the end of the day, no price is fixed. I can tell you that for certain. So importantly, look for deals. Even booster boxes, if there are any decent deals on booster boxes, definitely have a look at deals, whether it be at your local hobby store, whether it be online, you name it. Usually there are big promotions out there with certain hobby stores. For example, a birthday celebration, they'll give you 10% off. Take that 10% and use it to your advantage to try and get booster boxes much cheaper. Raw cards much cheaper. You name it. It definitely helps in saving you a decent amount of money in the long run. Number 5, take the opportunity when you see it. So currently now, as we all know, we're going through a global somewhat crisis, I would say. We basically have a recession on its way. What does that mean for us? Inflation's up. People are not willing to buy as much, right? So they're trying to save as much money as they can. How does that relate to the Dragon Ball Super card game market? Well, by default, there aren't going to be as many people buying cards, for one. 2, it means that there are also more sellers that are willing to sell cards at cheaper prices, because they know, of course, with the economy, it's pretty difficult to sell your goods. And 3, what does that mean for you? It means that it gives you the leeway to try and buy cards much cheaper. Now, if you guys didn't know, if you go on TCG, look at majority of the cards out there, specifically in Dragon Ball Super card game, prices have gone down. Now, this could be in correlation to the recession. I'm not sure exactly, but you can definitely see that there's a trend. And so cards have gone down significantly. And so you as the buyer, you have the capability now to buy cards at much cheaper prices, obviously depending on your finances. So do take that opportunity in mind, because once I would hope this recession disappears over time, and it definitely will, prices will slowly start to go back up. And then from there, it does become a bit more difficult to buy cards. Well, there you go, everyone. That pretty much wraps up another video for you all. I really hope you all have enjoyed this. This is basically the 5 tips that I like to use when it comes to buying Dragon Ball Super cards as part of my collection. Let me know what you guys all think, and if you use any of those tips. I'm really interested to know. And of course, I would really like to know what it is that you all collect. Is it just slabs? Is it just secret rares? Is it pre-release cards? You name it. Please let me know in the comments down below. But as always, I really hope you all have enjoyed this. If you have, please give this a big thumbs up, and of course subscribe to the channel as you can see there above. Please stay tuned. I'm still waiting on those collector's packs. I honestly don't know why it's taking so long, but I'm hoping by tomorrow or the day after the latest. It's just the couriers nowadays are just taking forever, and there's nothing I can do about it. It's really out of my hands. But as always, guys, stay tuned for more awesome videos to come. I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Peace.